Once upon a time, there was a young man who lived in a small village at the bottom of a mountain. Everyone in the village knew him as lazy because he spent his days sleeping and daydreaming under a tree, while others worked hard in the fields and workshops. One day, a wise old monk came to the village and called the young man to him. The monk said, "My son, I have a task for you. I want you to climb to the top of that mountain and bring back a single feather from the highest peak." The young man looked at the mountain and laughed, saying it was impossible. He claimed he was too lazy to climb all the way up there. But the monk smiled and said, "Ah, you see, the feather I seek is not actually on the mountain itself. It is on the other side of the mountain in a cave. You can only reach it by climbing to the top and then descending the other side." The young man became curious about this feather he had never heard of before. The unique task intrigued him, so he decided to accept the monk's challenge. The climb was tough, and the young man became tired and sweaty. But as he went higher, he started feeling excited and exhilarated like never before. When he finally reached the summit, he was exhausted, but also filled with joy. The view from the top was breathtaking, and he felt a sense of accomplishment he had never experienced. However, the real challenge was still ahead. The young man had to go down the other side of the mountain and find the cave where the feather was said to be. The descent was even more difficult than the climb, and he stumbled and fell multiple times. Yet, he didn't give up. The thought of the feather kept him going. Finally, he reached the cave and saw the feather shining in the light from the entrance. He picked it up, marveling at its beauty. But then, he realized a problem. How would he get back up the mountain and return the feather to the monk? For a moment, he thought about giving up. But then, he remembered the sense of accomplishment and pride he felt when he reached the summit. He knew he had the strength and determination to do it again. So he climbed back up the mountain, despite his tired muscles and burning lungs, pushed himself, driven by the knowledge that he had overcome his laziness and achieved something remarkable. When he presented the feather to the monk smiled and praised him. The monk explained that the young man had learned an important lesson. Laziness is not something to accept or tolerate. It is a challenge to overcome, a hurdle to leap over. The young man nodded, understanding the wisdom in these words. He realized that his laziness had held him back from great things, but now he had the strength and determination to overcome any obstacle. The lesson of the monk's challenge is that laziness should not be accepted or tolerated. It must be overcome. To conquer laziness, we must challenge ourselves and set ambitious goals, even if they seem impossible. We must push ourselves beyond our limits and persevere through setbacks and obstacles. Building discipline and consistency in our daily routines helps us stay focused and productive, even when we don't feel like it. Another important aspect is cultivating a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges and failures as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than reasons to give up. By adopting a growth mindset, we can reframe our thinking about failure and use it as a catalyst for improvement and progress. Ultimately, overcoming laziness requires stepping out of our comfort zone and embracing the challenges and opportunities that come our way.